going to do question 8. I had skipped it before. So we're looking at a cliff which is 50 meters above sea level. They're looking out across to see a boat, a ship. So if I put in our measurements, 50 meters above sea level, and they're looking across now at an angle of depression of 28. So remember, angle of depression is measured from the horizontal. So it's measured from here, okay? So the person is actually looking down to the ship, okay? So this is where the ship is. This is the angle of depression, which is 28. Oh, come on. Let's try. Okay, so that is 28. Now this whole angle here is 90 degrees. So if this is 28, then this one is 90 minus 28, which is equal to, I'm going to use my calculator so I don't make any silly mistakes, 90 minus 28, 62. So this one is 62. Right, I want to find the distance from the ship. This is the ship. To the base of the cliff. This is the base of the cliff. So this is what I am after. So this is my angle. This is my opposite. I know this side, which is the adjacent, because this one is opposite the right angle, which this makes this the hypotenuse. I know opposite, adjacent. I'm going to use tan. So using our formula, tan of the angle, tan is 62. Tan of 62, try that again, is equal to opposite over adjacent, which is 50. 50 is in the bottom, x is in the top. I'm going to do some multiplying. 50 times tan 62 is equal to x, which is the distance from the ship to the base of the cliff. Put this into our calculator. 50 times tan 62 is equal to 94. 94 meters. All right. Okay, so this last question, question 10, is pretty tricky. We are looking at calculating the height of peak XV. So we're calculating the height of this mountain. This one here. So H is what we want to find. This person measured from two different spots, A and B, using two different angles of elevation, and knowing that this distance is 17,409.7 feet. Okay, so that is just the distance between A and B. Now looking at this, if this angle is 45 degrees, and this one is 90, okay, knowing that angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. 90 plus 45 is 135. Subtract that from 180, and I get back to 45. So that means that this little angle in here is also 45. Now this is something that you should remember. If two angles are the same, that means that these two sides are the same. Okay, now because we want to work out what h is, and we're saying that h is the same as x, okay, and x is the same as h, then we can just say that instead of calling that x, let's call it, I put a line through it, let's call it h, okay? So this distance O to A is equal to h. Right, so I'm going to look at the full triangle. The large one, try and keep this neat. I'm looking at this triangle. I'll draw it up here again. P, O, right angle, 32. And we've got h for this part. And this bit is 17409.7 for this part. Right, if I was to label this, this is my angle, so this side is the opposite. Now remember, this is what we're trying to find, okay? And that is h as well. This is my right angle, so this is my hypotenuse. This side would be the adjacent. Okay, now the adjacent is this plus this. So the adjacent is h plus 17409.7. Now I can just use, if I tick what I know and what I want to find out. I know well, I kind of know stuff about the adjacent. This is what I want to find out, which is the opposite. So I'm going to use these two sides. Opposite and adjacent, I'm looking at using tan. So tan of the angle, tan of 32, is equal to opposite, h divided by adjacent, divided by all of this stuff, 17409.7. Right, I've got this on the bottom. I'm trying to work out what h is. This is where it gets a bit tricky. Now, if it was any other problem and I had stuff on the bottom, I would multiply everything by what is on the bottom. So I'm going to take what's on the bottom across and multiply 17409.7. That is multiplied by tan 32, and that is now just equal to the h on the top. At this point, it doesn't look very nice, but I'm going to multiply out these brackets. The h times tan, and then 17409.7 times tan. That is going to give me, so h times tan is just h tan 32 plus 17409.7 times tan 32, and this still equals h. Now, I want to work out what h is, so I'm going to get all my h's together. I'm going to bring this over. Okay, is equal to h minus h tan 32. Right, at this point, I can take all of this stuff and put it into the calculator. Now, I could have done this earlier, but it's just, we can do it now. 17409.7 multiplied by tan 32. So that equals 10878. 10878 point, let's say 788. Is equal to, now at this point I've got h here and then h here. I want to get the h's isolated. So I'm going to factorize, that means put into brackets, out an h. So if I was to multiply out this bracket, h times 1 is h, brings me back to here. h times tan 32 is h tan 32. Now if I want to get my h by this itself, actually what we can do is 10878. Now this h is being multiplied by all of this stuff, which again I can just put in the calculator. 1 minus tan 32. So I get 0.375, 0.375, and what other numbers? 1306. 1306. Just double check that. Yep. Okay, so I've got h multiplied by this is equal to this number. So in order to find out h, I have to divide both sides by 0.3751306, and same on this side. 0.3751306. So doing that on my calculator, 878 divided by 0.3751306 is equal to 29,000. Nice. And that is in feet. So the height h is 29,000 feet. Okay, now that is a difficult question. Okay, there's a lot of going on there. It's quite a lot of algebra. Now, please come see me if you want me to clarify any of it for you. Justify the degree of accuracy. Okay, so we're going to put this answer, although fairly accurate, does not take into consideration the fact that the measurements may be not 100% accurate. It also doesn't take into consideration that it is measuring at actually the bottom of the triangle is a measurement on the Earth's surface, which is actually a curve. Okay, so the measurement, the answer will be slightly inaccurate because of those points, those considerations. They could also put that the device used to measure the angle the device used to measure the angle may also have errors, so small errors associated with it. Okay, so we always have to kind of comment on something regarding why it may not be fully accurate. Okay, so please come see me if you have any questions about any of that. There's a lot going on there. It is a difficult question, but it would be like a level 7 on the criterion D. Okay, any questions, please email me. Please come see me.